We're going to go through initial checks. So we've turned the system on. This is a system using StarBridge, so we have a radio attached to the controller. I already do this very early in the day, but just for demonstration purposes, I'm going to show loading the script. So here we go. We will, first of all, insert the script into the system. This is the initial page it comes up to. We can see it just scanned the drive. We don't want to scan for modules because what we need to do is we need to go here and load the script. So we hit no, and then we're going to do a scripted show, and then we're going to load script. We look at the script that's on the drive. We make sure that it agrees with the show. So that's the file name, Battle Creek, July 4th, 2025 display, and this is the final version of it. So we are going to select this file. It's the only file on this USB drive. If there were multiple files, you would see them all listed over here. So I'm going to select the file. It tells me there's 812 script lines loaded. Now that the controller knows what the script is, I'm going to go back, and I am going to go back to the main menu, and I'm going to do a module status. This is kind of going to give me overall, are all the modules connected, talking, happy. So I'm going to press that, and it's going to reach out to each one of the modules and determine, are the voltages good? Are they connected? Are there any that are disconnected? So as I'm watching through this, I'm looking at the input voltages because that gives me an indication if there are too many modules on a power pack, or a power pack is very low on charge, and everything being in the 30 volt range is great. If I saw input voltages at 24 volts or below, that would concern me. So in this case, we have all of the modules, all 34 modules that are connected and talking to the system and communicating. So now I'm going to check the field, make sure the field is clear, nobody's over any mortars, and we're going to do a continuity check. And I'm going to press this once, and it's going to start doing continuity, and then I'm going to press this a second time to see what is not connected. So far we have module 2 showing it's not connected, module 13 showing it's not connected, and because it is all of the queues, it's likely that the cable didn't get connected to the rail. And then I do have a couple others where I have module 30, I have 25 through 30 inverted, module 31 is open 25 through 30, so what I would expect is that the module didn't get correctly attached to the proper rail. So we're going to go and start fixing those things, and we will come back and do another recheck. What we can do though is the crew goes out into the field to resolve these different issues. We can recheck a single module at a time. So while a crew might be working on module 2, another crew can work on module 3, and we can recheck that single module one at a time. Okay, so it's either 2 or 13, so we recheck 2, now everything is good there. So we have one queue that still looks like it needs to be looked at. So marginal means that it's got a connection, the E-match is there, but it's a high resistance connection. So this system actually will determine not just is there any connection or a totally open connection, it'll tell you if the connection has a high resistance. So that can sometimes be a cable, that can sometimes be the terminal and a firing system rail. Okay, so we're going to recheck 2511. That's good. Okay, was requested to recheck 13. That's good. And are you good? Yep. Okay, so we're going to recheck. That is now good, and we're going to recheck this one, and we're good. We just fixed all of the continuity in the entire show. So if we go back and we go back to main menu and we go to continuity and then we recheck all and we go to scripted continuity, this is what you like to see on a first attempt, but as you saw, it's very easy to go through and fix. We have 800 queues, we had a couple things to fix. It took us just 2 or 3 minutes to get through them very quickly and easily. And then it's going through, it's completing the continuity, and now we see all continuity good. So the next thing we need to do for our show, now that we know all of our E-matches are connected, is we're going to go back to our main menu, go to our scripted show. We're going to say load show, and we're going to program the modules. So we press program the modules, and it will start programming each one of these modules. So the system, the controller, is telling each module exactly what it's expected to do during the show. So during show time, the controller just has to tell it we're 1 second in, we're 2 seconds in, and 3 seconds in, and the module will know if it has a cue at 10 seconds, that at 10 seconds it's just supposed to fire. This gives us the ability to have an unlimited number of cues fire in anything that a show designer could possibly imagine. So if you wanted to shoot 1,000 cues all at the same time, or 1,000 cues 1/100th of a second apart, we can do that very easily because the module knows what it's supposed to do and when it's supposed to do it. The controller's just saying we're armed, we're safe to we're in a good condition to shoot, and this is the time. And it just keeps the module synchronized with that time clock, and the module will do what it's supposed to do and shoot all 32 cues on a single module all at the same time if that's what it's been programmed to do. So the module programming does take a little while because we're sending a lot of information out to the module, but we only have to do this once per show. After this, we can completely power off the equipment, can turn it back on, and the modules will remember what the script is, but they won't fire the script. So one of the things that has to happen is that the system has to tell them, hey, this is the script we're going to work with today, and if the module says, yep, that's the one I was programmed with, it will restore it to its memory and it will shoot that script. If the script doesn't agree, so it says, no, that's not the last thing I've been programmed with, then the module will fail to a safe condition and it won't shoot anything. And then when it completes, this is the message you're expecting: 34 of 34 modules programmed correctly. So now the modules have the actual information they need to be able to shoot this display. We're going to go back, we're going to go to the main menu, we're going to go to module status, and now you will see the script verify originally said bad. Now it says good, and the reason is because the script that's been programmed into the module and the script that's been loading into the controller match. And so that tells the operator that you know that module is ready to shoot the show that you have loaded into the script, into the controller, and the name of the script is actually right here on screen. So you know what you've loaded, and you know the modules have been programmed with that script. So now that we've done all our system checks, one of the things we want to do is we want to conserve power in our power packs. And so we have the ability to be able to remotely turn our power packs into a sleep mode. So we're going to come here to our tools menu, and we're going to go to our wireless, and one of the options here is to set remote power off. So what it's going to do is it's going to show the power packs that are out in the field and tell us our signal strengths. And so what we're going to do is we want these things to turn off for a while. It's currently 7:15 and our display isn't going to be until about 10:30. So I want to shut these off for 2.5 hours so that at 9, we'll call it close to 10 o'clock, we can check them again. So we need to determine how many minutes we want to turn these off. So we want to turn them off for 150 minutes. So I'm going to set remote power off. I'm going to select the time in minutes, 150 minutes. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to confirm how long we want it off. And so now we get a countdown timer. And what this is going to do is this is going to tell all of the modules, or tell the power packs, just to sleep. And so we know they're sleeping because the radios have actually shut down and are no longer communicating. If for some reason we did need it to turn on earlier, what we could do is we could simply go to the power pack, turn the switch off, turn the switch back on, and it resets it. So this gives the ability to be able to preserve power. On this show, with the number of modules we have and the number of power packs, we could have simply left everything on. But no reason to need to charge the power packs longer because we have a display tomorrow night we're also going to be using them on. So it'll just reduce the charge time. So again, great feature to be able to, you know, turn off, conserve power, particularly on really large shows if you have a lot of modules, or if you're on a barge and you don't want to have somebody on the barge or get back to the barge at showtime. This is a great way to be able to turn off and conserve the power on the power packs remotely. So from turning the system on, doing our continuity checks, fixing a few things, you know, and giving this tutorial, took about 10 minutes on a show with 34 modules, 812 queues. That's a nice introduction to StarFire. I hope you enjoy yours.